Hi viewers, so let's start with today's analysis. I think a real bonanza for the markets today because flurry of good news, flurry of news which was flashing the channels, and the market responded to it beautifully, and we saw a massive rally. I think one of the biggest rally in last 4 years, certainly for this year, but I think for last 4 years, biggest gain in terms of points which we witnessed today. And I think everybody would be happy today because all our portfolios today were in green and in massive green. So we were discussing continuously last week also that markets are looking very strong. FIs are buying continuously, and that means they are not the fools who are buying on 24,500. Any dip, if you get around 23,800 odd, buy and become long. Market did not give us such a fancy dip, but they gave around 23,900 or so on Friday. I hope you would have latched on to it. I actually latched on to it. I took some lots and see the momentum and see the fabulous gain that we have today. I've already told you 24,800 to 500 was on the cards. It was to come and it has come. Now let's discuss what was those flurry of good news. What will be the impact? Is the rally over or there are some more legs into it? Let's discuss these things. So first thing is, of course, India-Pakistan war, which is going on, and I should not be spending much time on it because we all are Indians and we are spending a lot of time on televisions and other social networks or whatever is the medium for information to us to gain the insights of what is going on between India and Pakistan. And I will not go much into it, but that was certainly a good news for us. As the market was nervous for last week because every day FIs were buying, but there was some kind of a profit booking on the top levels, especially beyond 24,500. And it was happening in last 1 hour of the trade. And it was happening every day because every day the market was anxious that something was supposed to happen. I already told you on that day, market was exactly knowing when the cyclical cycle happened because that day only Bank Nifty gave a cut of 700 points and 125 points on Nifty. Same day the strike happened and the markets were as usual trading in green. But this particular escalation which came from Pakistan was not on the cards, it was not in the price, it was not anticipated to a certain extent by the markets, and that is where the fall came and gave a gift to us to enter into the markets. I relished those falls and I entered into the markets massively. And today we were in absolute green and very happy day for us today. Now, second reason was the in the weekend, Mr. Putin announced that he wants to have a direct talk with Ukraine. See, as of now, Russia was trying to mediate through USA, sometimes through France, sometimes to other countries. Even Ukraine was trying to do it through Europe or let's say through America. But this time, Putin has told that I want to have a direct talk with Ukraine and I want to finish this war. You see from where it is coming? It is coming from India. People have understood, people have realized how the war should be led, how we should not fall into the puppet of this international community, how we should have a specific purpose. Once the purpose is fulfilled, we should end the war. War is in no way any beneficial to anybody. India understood that point. The maybe there have been some kind of a enthusiasm to continue with the war. No, it can only derail your economy. It can only kill people. It can only bring suffering to our people, to our nation. Nothing good can be achieved out of war. This is what Russia also understood. They took a lesson from India. That's what I think. And they told, let's end this war. They've suffered a lot. The economy suffered a lot. And he's telling, I want to have a direct talk with Ukraine and finish the war. I think Russia-Ukraine war should be over now in certain time because now the stronger opponent is saying that I want to end the war. See, Ukraine is always wanting to end the war. He's on the receiving end. He's a weak entity out of the two entities. He never wanted to prolong this war for so long, and he has seen how US has dished them. The mineral deal has been signed between America and Ukraine, which means all the minerals of Ukraine now belongs to America. And don't forget, Ukraine is a country with a high reserves of uranium, copper, platinum, molybdenum, very important rare earth mineral metals which are found in Ukraine. Ukraine has lost all their money in this. They've only whatever money they've took from US is taking them with each and every penny with interest, and they're losing everything out of it. They lost their homes, they lost their army, they lost their face, they lost their people, everything they lost. Now they lost the minerals also, from which they could have earned and they could have repaid the loan. Now, if the minerals itself belong to USA, then from where they will earn the money and rebuild again Ukraine? in certain way. So this is what happens in war. People try to extract advantage and nobody gains. If India and Pakistan would have fought for a longer time, the only country which have been happier would have been China. They always want to have supremacy in Asia, uh, and they see, of course, India as the biggest threat. And the way we have used our air defense systems, it is showing to the world now that we are on the platform, we're on the stage of defense. Not only now importing, not only now make in India, but now we are ready to export. This is the biggest theme now you will see in the future going ahead. India would be exporting arms to the countries now because they have proved that their in-house capabilities are much, much stronger. Even they are much better than China because China's air defense system actually failed on the ground. They could not intercept any of the India's missiles, but India did. Akash missile, which is purely from scratch, has been built in India. It was capable of defending India, it was intercepting the drones, it was intercepting the missiles. S-400, of course, we bought from Russia, and even MRSAM and all other indigenous in-house built capabilities, BrahMos, all those have been very, very beneficial in fighting this war. So now the biggest thing for India is that we are cheap on the world platform in terms of defense. The world will be very difficult, very fearful from us now going forwards, and now we will be exporting our arms to other countries to bring a lot of wealth into our country because these are very highly capitalized items. They're not small items. They run into crores and lakhs of crores. So they can bring a lot of income, a lot of foreign dollars, or let's say foreign currency to our system. So that was one part. Russia Ukraine was second part. That's again the market was rejoicing on it. Third was of course that US and China had their talks in Geneva, which was due in Switzerland. So and they both have agreed to reduce the tariffs. So now America has reduced the tariffs from 145 to 30%, and China has reduced the tariff from 125% to 10%. So the trade deal has been made, probably it will be signed, it has already been announced. That's why the US markets are rejoicing it. They were around 850 points up in terms of Dow. Even Nasdaq and S&P was also trading higher, around 2.5% higher. Because of which, the two sectors which I told you to buy on dips, Nifty IT and Nifty Metals, both indices were around 6% up. So the biggest sector which is not contributing to our Nifty has started contributing to our Nifty. This is what I was saying. Without Nifty IT and Nifty Metals, we cannot cross beyond some threshold levels. But now we have Nifty IT in place, we have Nifty Metals in place. We already had Nifty Bank in place, so Reliance was already firing on all cylinders. So now we have four big pockets. I'm not surprised. I will definitely not be surprised that if Nifty FMCG also contribute, which means last time when from 24,500 to 26,500 when we went, so last 2,000 points or 2,500 points were all sponsored from Nifty IT, Metal, Pharma, and FMCG. The same thing can appear here. Of course, for Pharma there is a negative news in terms of what the US has told us. I'll be Mr. Trump has announced that I'll be making the drugs, the medicines cheaper in USA by 30 to 80%. Again, a bluff. Again, a wild statement. It cannot be done. Uh, this is all. This is the way this person speaks. This person brings in some kind of a massive news, which is absolutely not possible at all on ground. See, if you can reduce the price by 80%, does that mean that the medicine companies are earning 80% profit? Or do you want them to sell at lower their production cost? Is it possible? So again, it's kind of wild statement, but of course, 50 pharma some companies were under pressure today, and it was not contributing to the extent we would have liked to. And now you see, this is how the markets behave. The only index everybody was expecting to perform the best in tariff time, Nifty Pharma. Everybody thought that Nifty Pharma pay is very difficult to put the tariff, has been the worst performer, and all the other sectors which were supposed to get hit by tariffs are all now actually moving towards all-time highs. Bank Nifty anyways have touched their all-time high, probably touching it again. And you will see other sectors also now contributing very massively to the Nifty. So with this, the new target for Nifty, which comes out to be at least which in my mind and looking at all the scenarios, first target is 25,500, which is looking on the cards. We should see that in this week itself. And beyond that, we have to again sit back and realize and check whether our valuations are allowing it to go. So in terms of valuation, so as of now, whatever companies have given the results in terms of Nifty, so the Nifty was expected to give a 2% less, 2% minus of YY profit for this quarter, but instead it has given actually 6% YY increase. So it has been a shift of 8%, right? So if Nifty's fair valuation was at around 24,500, 31,000, if you add 8% to it, which means we can again gain around 1,500 points. So 26,000 looks possible now with this kind of matrix or this kind of uh, valuation. Nifty gave you earnings last week. For example, Britannia gave a good result on Friday. It gave a volume increase by 2%, profit increase by 8%. That was again a good number. It actually beat estimates. So all the companies have been doing well. So now if you categorize the earnings again, Nifty FMCG now has become a mixed bag. So or previously we were seeing only downgrades in FMCG. Now we're seeing it's a mixed bag because some of the companies are giving good results. For example, Marico has given a good result. Uh, Britannia has given a good result. Even Godrej Consumables pretty okay. Okay, so FMCG has now become a mixed bag. Banks have given good results. IT has given again kind of a mixed bag because HCL Tech, Persistent, even Coforge, they were all decent results. But of course, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, they were all pathetic results in that way. So Nifty IT we can say towards again missed bag, but towards missed on estimates and negative earnings. Banks have been good. Cement has been good. Pharma has been good. FMCG has now become mixed bag. So all these things if you combine, now you can reach to 25,500 to 26,000, keeping the valuation check-in point, which we have to always seek. On top of that, all the good points will now start triggering in. So that 1 lakh crore tax cut which the FM has given us, it has now started triggering from April onward. So extra money is now coming into the hands of people. And if you see the commentary of Titan, splendid commentary and splendid results. In spite of gold being at the all-time high, the numbers are beautiful and the commentary was absolutely fantastic. They're still seeing 20% growth on jewelry. Titan CEO is still saying that we expect 20% growth on jewelry segment in spite of having such a high gold price. Although today we have seen some correction for around 3,200 points because all these gold related things are getting resolved. For example, dollar index is going up. uh, the trade tensions between China and US has decreased. The wars are coming to an end. All those things. So it's becoming negative for gold. But overall, Titan as a company has also given a very splendid forecast. That's what I'm saying. So that extra money which is coming to the hands of people will play the card. Real estate is doing very good, and we all know that if real estate continues to do good, it actually pushes the entire economy. Results of L&T was splendid and they are seeing around 10% growth on their order book from here on. So they already have an order book of around 6 lakh crores, 6.5 lakh crores, and on top of that, around 10% growth again. So the company is looking for around 7 lakh crores of business for this particular year again, order bookings to occur. So if this kind of order bookings and defense, they already have orders for around 3 to 4 years, and now with this new order will be coming up because some of the things we've used in the war, and again to see in any kind of war, you actually come to know what are your deficiencies, where have you missed, and you try to recoup and you try to plug those gaps. For that, a lot of orders are released. I myself belong to BEL. I know how defense works. So a lot of brainstorming will be done now. It will be seen that what are the gaps, and those orders will be released. So you'll see a lot of orders still continuing in defense. And I would told you now India will look as a favorite destination for exports also. So defense is a theme here to stay. I've been telling this from last 6 months or so. Defense is the theme of the next decade, next decade. It will do very good going forwards. So, where will we? So now, with this board, so Titan has given such a company has given a credit growth. So with that 1 lakh tax cut, then the inflation being so lower. So today also inflation numbers are due for India. Now the inflation number expected is only 3.2%, 3.25. Imagine कहाँ RBI का lower expected band of 4%. Yesterday, the last time we got 3.4%. Now even lesser, 3.25%. So inflation just benign. And I have seen the prices. I do a lot of research when I go to markets and all, and I'm sure the number which has been projected around 3.23%, we'll get around that. We can get even lesser, but I don't think we'll see a bigger surprise in terms of prices moving upwards. Inflation is absolutely in check, which means we'll get 2 more rate cuts this year, even 3 more rate cuts. Some of the economists are saying, but at least 2 more rate cuts. So again, a good set of comfort from there on. Earnings will look good because of the kind of liquidity which RBI has infused, over 6 lakh crores of liquidity. Then the OMA purchases and the tax rate cuts, 1 lakh crore of your tax cut which FM has given us. All these things to get put together and the kind of economic shift which is happening towards India in terms of China plus one. Don't forget, even with the deal of China and USA, it is not that India plus China plus one story is over. No, it will not be. You will see many deals happening with India. Already UK is going to deal with India. You will see now the deal happening between US and India very soon, which will again be one more plus point for the markets to go up. And you will see many more because India is a country which is the way we have behaved in this war. We've tried to. So, for example, there was a specific purpose. We told we have to hit the terrorists. हमने तो terrorists को hit किया, किसी को hit नहीं किया. We didn't hit their military establishment. We didn't hit their public. We came back. And then when they were attacking, we were just resilient. We were just defending ourselves. We were not over offensive. We have all the ammunition to become over offensive. We could have finished Pakistan for that matter. But it does not serve any purpose. So the maturity, the political stability, the way we are coming on the top of the political arena and the World Economic Forums, India is here to stay on a massive scale. All these things will be put together. I see Nifty going forward between anything between 25,500 to 25 to 26,000 in this month itself. This is what the target will look like. The triggers or the indexes will take forwards now. Our index is Nifty IT, metals, FMCG, which will push these indices forwards, and of course Nifty Bank, which is already contributing, which will again contribute now. And we will. The number from SBI was pretty decent in that way. That has been good. So sorry, SBI numbers. I'm saying the deal which has happened between SBI and for the Yes Bank, it has all become 8,000 crores have been released for SBI, even for HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. So all this has been positive in that way. I think the Bhushan Steel news also is coming to close. I think some kind of challenging is happening to the Supreme Court order. Government is requested to relook into the considerations. If that also gets resolved, the Nifty Bank is again a plus. And we will see probably 56,500 to 57,000 on the near term of Nifty. Of course, the yearly target we have 60,000, which will still remain intact. But for this rally now, I think it should touch somewhere around 56,500 to 56,500 to let's say 57,000 in that range. All these things put together, I think Nifty should touch between 40,500 to 26,000. So with this, we all remain bullish. World now there is absolutely no bad news in the world. The world has become so benign for the equity markets. All the wars are end. Israel and Gaza are not doing anything now. They are eventually closed. Now Russia and Ukraine are very about to close. India and Pakistan have closed. The tariff war has come to an end. Right? Nothing is there. There is no bad news at all. It is all good for the equity markets, which means for some time the equity market will rejoice. But beyond a point, when all the good news are together, that time the profit comes. Be careful for that. I'll tell you when that happens. As of now, it's a Christmas party. Enjoy it. Enjoy your portfolios. Enjoy your savings. Enjoy your profits. If anything trigger comes for profit booking, we'll be aware of it. We'll exactly know because we want to be ahead of the curve. We want to be ahead of people. This is what brings you more profit, more money, more earnings. So be careful with this aspect that we have moved into a world with no negative news now. There's nothing on the cards as of which should fear the market, which means risk on will be less, which means more money will come to equity markets, and you will see now liquidity led rally. A lot of money will chase the equity markets now because gold will tend to shift into profit booking. So there is no negative news around, even silver for that matter, even bond for that matter. So the only asset class which would gain is equity asset class, and I think we'll enter into a Goldilocks scenario, especially for India is concerned, because now we are in the growth trajectory upwards, inflation being lower, our macros being very good, fiscal deficit being lower, no negative news for us, companies doing good, we are standing on the economic forum, absolute plus for the equity markets all around. So I think we can have much higher targets from here on, but we'll take step by step. As of now, 25,500 to 26,000. So with this, I'll end my video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for your time.